Welcome, dear friends, to Vintage Touch Decor with Soul, where we're about to embark on a magical journey into the heart of elegant vintage Swiss home decor. Imagine stepping into a cozy mountain chalet where every piece tells a story, where warm wood beams meet soft sheepskin rugs, and where romantic vintage touches create a sanctuary that feels both luxurious and deeply comforting. Today, we're discovering how to create this enchanting Swiss elegance in your own home, whether you're working with a modest budget or ready to invest in authentic antiques. The beauty of vintage Swiss style is that it welcomes everyone, blending romantic shabby chic elements with sophisticated mid-century modern pieces and rustic treasures that have survived generations. Before we begin this wonderful transformation, please subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below about which vintage style speaks to your soul. Together, we'll celebrate the art of storytelling through decor, creating spaces that feel warm, nostalgic, and full of soul, just like the beautiful Swiss homes we're about to explore. Let me tell you about what makes vintage Swiss home decor truly extraordinary and unlike any other style you've encountered. The magic lies in how Swiss design relies completely on natural materials. Think warm wood in every shade from pale pine to rich oak, sturdy stone that has weathered centuries, supple leather that softens with age, and wool that keeps mountain families warm through harsh winters. When you walk into a beautifully appointed Swiss home, you're greeted by lighter wood finishes that make spaces feel airy and sophisticated, yet balanced perfectly with sleek interior design elements that complement the rustic warmth. The color palette dances between soft pastels and bold shades, creating quaint, adorable moments with striped textiles and pinstripes that add playful character without overwhelming the elegant foundation. The defining characteristic that separates Swiss style from ordinary rustic decor is its elegant contrast of white and gray walls, creating spacious, brighter atmospheres, while furniture and decorations maintain organic curves, clean lines, and a deep connection to nature that feels both simple and functional. This is mid-century modern vintage interior design with soul, where every piece serves a purpose while telling a beautiful story. Now let's paint the perfect color story for your vintage Swiss home, because colors create the emotional foundation that makes everything feel cozy yet luxurious. Rich reddish browns from aged wood bring warmth and depth, while smoky grays add sophisticated modern contrast that keeps the space feeling current rather than dated. Taupe and cream form the soft, neutral backbone that lets your vintage treasures shine without competition, creating that spacious, brighter atmosphere that Swiss design celebrates so beautifully. These gentle tones reflect natural light gently, making rooms feel larger and more inviting while providing the perfect backdrop for your romantic vintage accessories. Don't forget pale blues that whisper of mountain skies and alpine flowers, adding subtle color interest without overwhelming the elegant simplicity. This palette of pastels mixed with bold shades creates those quaint, adorable moments that make Swiss interiors feel both sophisticated and deeply comfortable, like a home that has welcomed generations of loved ones. Wood beams are the soul of Swiss chalet design, immediately transforming any ordinary room into an authentic alpine retreat that whispers of mountain winters and cozy evenings. These exposed wooden ceiling beams in rich reddish-brown tones create high-pitched roof sensations with overhanging eaves that make spaces feel both grand and intimately protective. The beauty of authentic wood beams lies in their hyper-realistic textures showing centuries of character, from hand-carved details to natural grain patterns that tell stories of old forests and master craftsmen. Even when you're working with budget-friendly alternatives, choosing beams with visible knots and natural imperfections adds that rustic treasure quality that makes Swiss style so beloved. When positioned correctly, wood beams create timber framing that defines room zones while maintaining open layouts that feel airy and sophisticated, balancing the rustic warmth with sleek modern design elements. This is where romantic vintage chalet meets elegant sophistication, creating spaces that feel luxurious yet deeply comfortable for everyday living. The stone fireplace becomes the heart of your Swiss home, a massive warm centerpiece that draws everyone together like a magnet for cozy conversation and shared stories. Imagine sturdy stone or concrete foundations rising to wooden mantels decorated with antique lanterns, vintage porcelain, and dried branches that catch the golden firelight in magical ways. This fireplace focus creates the warmth that Swiss design celebrates, where the fire's glow reflects on cream sofas and plush furniture, making every surface feel inviting and luxurious. Position your seating around this warmth center with beige armchairs and white L-shaped sofas facing the fire, creating intimate conversation zones that feel both grand and protective. Textile layering is where Swiss cozy luxury truly comes alive, transforming flat spaces into dimensional havens of comfort that invite you to sink in and stay forever. Start with thick wool rugs in cream and taupe laying the foundation, Then layer sheepskin rugs over hardwood floors or draped casually across wooden furniture for that rustic treasure authenticity. Merino wool blankets become your secret weapon for instant warmth, piled generously on sofa seats and chair arms in smoky gray, pale blue, and creamy white tones that complement your color palette perfectly. The magic happens when you mix these textiles intentionally, layering wool beneath sheepskin, blankets folded over cushions, creating visual depth that feels glamorous yet deeply comfortable. Vintage furniture brings the soul of Swiss history into your home, where every piece carries stories of generations who sat in the same armchairs and gathered around the same tables. Look for mid-century Swiss pieces with organic curves and clean lines, 18th-century Venetian chests with hand-carved details, and Engadine Valley kitchen tables that have witnessed countless family meals. The beauty of authentic vintage furniture lies in hyper-realistic textures showing years of gentle use, leather seats softened by decades of embrace, wood surfaces polished to gentle sheen, metal hardware that has oxidized into beautiful patina. When selecting vintage furniture, choose pieces with simple functional design that connects to nature, maintaining the Swiss minimal style elegance while adding romantic vintage charm. Lighting transforms your Swiss home from ordinary to extraordinary, where elaborate chandeliers become romantic focal points casting golden glow that makes every surface shimmer with warmth. The ambient glow matters as much as the main fixtures, so layer warm lighting throughout with table lamps featuring white sculptural bases, vintage candle holders on mantels, and soft string lights hidden in floral arrangements. Position lighting to highlight your vintage treasures, illuminate antique mirrors reflecting natural light, showcase French porcelain collections on open shelving, and cast gentle glow on woven fabric wall hangings. Antique accents are the storytelling heroes of Swiss vintage decor, where every object whispers tales of distant places and forgotten generations. Display 18th-century Venetian lanterns in hallways catching light mysteriously, 16th-century painted ceilings in living rooms showing artistic mastery, and 17th-century Portuguese tiles bringing exotic color to kitchen walls. French porcelain collections become conversation starters when arranged on open shelving, where delicate blue and white patterns contrast beautifully with smoky gray walls and cream furniture. Arrange these accents, intentionally creating vignettes that tell complete stories. Antique mirrors reflecting chandeliers, vintage clocks beside dried branch arrangements, retro mountain prints above cozy reading chairs. Creating elegant vintage Swiss style doesn't require millionaire budgets because smart shopping strategies open doors to authentic treasures at prices everyone can afford. Zürcher Brockenhaus is your high-end antique destination where Swiss luxury and design heritage pieces wait for collectors willing to invest. But even here you'll find smaller accent items under $50. The real budget magic happens when you mix expensive foundation pieces with inexpensive accents. Invest in one authentic vintage armchair or stone fireplace surround, then fill remaining spaces with thrifted textiles, dollar store candle holders painted antique gold, and DIY dried branch arrangements. Let's apply Swiss vintage elegance room by room, starting with living rooms where wooden beamed ceilings meet large chandeliers above white L-shaped sofas creating grand intimate spaces. Position beige armchairs facing stone fireplaces, pile merino wool blankets on seats, and arrange French porcelain on open shelving beside antique mirrors reflecting chandelier light. Bedrooms become cozy sanctuaries with wooden ceiling beams in pale pine, cream sofas transformed into reading chairs, plush cushions in taupe and smoky gray stacked on vintage beds. Dining areas feature Engadine Valley kitchen tables surrounded by vintage wooden chairs, 18th-century Venetian lanterns hanging overhead casting golden glow on French porcelain setterings. Dear friends, we've traveled together through the enchanting world of elegant vintage Swiss home decor, discovering how natural materials, romantic vintage accents, and cozy luxury textiles create spaces that feel both sophisticated and deeply comforting. Remember that Swiss elegance welcomes every budget, celebrating the art of mixing expensive foundation pieces with thrifted treasures, creating spaces that tell stories through every vintage armchair and French porcelain placement. Whether you choose romantic vintage chalet style or elegant Swiss minimal approach, your home will become a warm, nostalgic sanctuary full of soul, just like the beautiful Swiss homes we explored together. Now it's your turn to begin this wonderful journey, so please subscribe to Vintage Touch Decor with Soul, hit that like button if this inspired you, and most importantly share your thoughts in the comments below about which Swiss decor element speaks to your heart most. Together we'll continue celebrating vintage beauty, creating spaces with history, soul, and timeless charm that welcomes generations of loved ones.